Is Saddiq Bey ready to premiere? Uh-oh. And the Wizards caught a couple L's this weekend, but we're going to look at the positives with those losses. Come on, rock with your boys. Next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's good, Wiz fams? Your boy BScott with my guy AB. And again, the Washington Wizards did catch a couple L's this weekend, but it's all good. We're going to look at the positives because there were some bright spots with those losses. But Saddiq Bey, is he ready to premiere in a Wizards uniform? It looks so. So, a lot to talk about, guys. And then obviously we're going to get into comments at the end like we always do. So, first of all, definitely want to I appreciate everybody for waiting until Sunday night to go over both games. Obviously, I was there to cover the team on Friday night, and due to the concert and other factors, wasn't able to go live. And then obviously last night against the Knicks. So definitely appreciate everybody taking the time out of their night to rock with us tonight. And shout out to my guy, the real it all of them, man. So rock with your boy at the Magic game, man. So definitely appreciate my guy, man, rocking with me at the Magic game. And my guy, Greg Sykes, man, he turned 5-0. So definitely shout out to my guy, man. All right, so let's get into AB. Saddiq Bey. First things first, Saddiq Bey. And this is through Wiz of Oz. Good article by them covering Saddiq Bey. And it looks like Saddiq Bey is getting close to wearing a Wizards uniform, maybe. Quote unquote says, however, the team announced, oh, Lord, I don't know if this is okay. All right, it says Saddiq Bey was being assigned to the Wizards G League affiliate, with Bey being assigned. It's messed me up here. All right, look, Bey has been listed as out on the team's injury report since the beginning of the season, but the way the team has talked about his rehab as of recent gave indications that a return could be near. Now, obviously, he has to prove his knee is fully healed while in the G League, but if he can show that he's back to full health, there's a chance he makes his debut on the main roster before the season comes to an end. End quote. So, AB, what is your reaction to this news? And if his knee's not quite ready, is it time to go ahead and sit him for the rest of the year and see what he can do next year?
Yeah, no, it's the Saddiq Bey. Throughout the whole year, it was a very interesting situation because we were just wondering the whole time, is he going to play? And now with the Wizards, having this record of 15 wins and however many losses, is it worth it now? Because going into next year, you really want him to be part of this team because he was a key contributor before he came to Washington, and he still can be that guy, at least that we think that, and the coaching staff thinks that. So as of right now, if he's 100%, why not go out there? You already lost bodies with Bilal Coulibaly and Corey Kispert, so we need someone out there to at least make it competitive with these other NBA teams as the season is coming to an end and the playoffs are about to start. And if he isn't 100%, then generally there is no point of risking it because, again, we want this team to have an improvement, and we think Saddiq Bey could be a key factor of being a more than 15-win team going into next season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with the AB. I'm kind of 50-50, right? Give him some time to go see if the knee's all right, but I don't know if I'm still ready for him to return because, yes, Bilal's out for the year. Corey Kispert's out for the year. But I think that, this is a good opportunity for some of these other guys, Justin Shapini to get more responsibility. See what you have in A.J. Johnson, what you have in Kobe Jones, man, what you have in Jalen Martin. I think that this is time to see what you have in them because, look, there's no question that Saddiq Bey can ball. He's a straight baller. He's a two-way stud. I mean, he could definitely be a key contributor here in D.C., man. But my biggest thing is don't mess up the long term for the short term. I just don't want to chance that. Now, if it shows he's healthy, maybe I'm still up in the air with that because I guess if he shows that it's healthy, see what he can do in limited action. I don't want to see any kind of 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Give him 10, 15 minutes. Try to get his body back into NBA shape, man. But at this stage, I don't know if I really want to see him play yet, man. Because ACL, I mean, what are we playing for? We're going to be a top 3 team in the draft, man. And yes, you're missing 2 key contributors in Corey Kispert and Bilal Coulibaly, man. But why chance it? I mean, if he's healthy, give him 10, 15. But if not, set him. There's no reason to play the guy if he's not 100%. See what he can do in training camp. Give him the whole offseason to work on his health. We're going to get his body back into NBA shape. And that's kind of where I'm at, AB. See if we can get his body back in the NBA shape because he's not going to, he's already, now he's starting to ramp up, but he's not, he's not right there where he's, his body's ready to play 30 minutes a night. It's just not there yet. And, why push it? So, I mean, here's my question for you, AB. The knee's healthy, right? He can't contribute. Where do you see him playing? Is it kind of what I just said? 10 to 15 on the second unit? Is that kind of where you're at?
Yeah, I think it definitely easing him into it if he's going to do these last couple of games. Because again, you don't want to overload him and just ruin it. Because we've seen time and time again in sports where if you rush an injury back too soon, longer effect. So I think right now, put him in that second unit, give him 10 to 15 minutes, and just see what he can do, and hopefully gives us glimpses of what he can do next season when he's 100% healthy.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Because look, Saddiq Bey can ball, man. So I'm gonna go over his stats real quick because obviously he was in the 2020 draft, drafted by the Detroit Pistons. Rookie year, played 70 games, started 53. All right. And then he averaged 12 points that year, 38% from three, and 40% from field goal. Not too shabby. Definitely kind of want to see the field goal range go, percentage go up a little bit, but not too bad. Next year, his sophomore campaign, played 82, started 82. Then it gets sketchy from there, man. Last year in Detroit, played played in 52, started in 30. Then it goes down in Atlanta, 25 played, started 7, and then last year, we were looking at 63 games played and 51 started. But his highest percentage was 16 points per game, which was his sophomore campaign. Was also his best year in assists at 2.8 assists per game. But he hasn't shot any lower than last year he dealt with injuries, but 31%, but you see a guy who consistently is shooting around 34-35% from three. So, we said it before, we, numerous podcasts, man, where we both thought that he could eventually be that replacement, and both he and Keyshawn could be that sharpshooter replacement for Corey Kispert if they decide to move him, which I think we both think they're going to definitely entertain a trade for Corey Kispert in the offseason. But even if he stays, he's definitely a key contributor. So, again, the Wizards are in a good position. But getting back to my point, Saddiq Bey can defend. I mean, look at his defensive numbers, man. I mean, his best was 1 steal per game, 2023 or 22 to 23. But he's a two-way stud, man. We need more defense. What is the general MO here in DCAB, which is versatility, which is 3-point shooting and defense. He fits he checks all boxes, man. He can shoot from 3. He can defend. He's versatile. He played a 4. He played a 3. So he's a guy that I definitely think is a key contributor on this team in the future. But here's the thing. You have those gray area players. And I think that this front office has a very interesting choice coming up, AB. Jordan Poole, you got 2 years left on his deal. Corey Kispert, very team-friendly deal. And then Saddiq Bey, 2 years left on his deal. So, AB, real quick, man, before we get in these godforsaken recaps, man, Saddiq Bey, let's say he comes back from his ACL injury and he plays, averages around 15. Do you still see him as a key contributor for the long term, or do you see him as a guy who could be flipped at some point?
I think, again, going back to what Will Dawkins did in OKC, where he got these vets and just boosted the trade value and then traded them for draft picks, I could see that. But as of right now, I think the best thing is just wait. If he's somewhat healthy or 100% healthy, ease him into it. And going into next year, if he's balling out, do what you did with JV and try to get his trade value up and just trade him. Because, again, the timeline, and you want as young as we can get here in DC, because, again, we want to build this contender as fast as possible. And just it all goes back to the OKC blueprint. Just look what Will Dawkins did there, and it's going to translate into doing it here in DC.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. I agree 100%. And like I said, the biggest thing I'm impressed by with this team is that you have so much depth. You still got Saddiq Bey and hasn't played yet. If you look at the general roster construction, man, this is how this team's constructed. They're definitely heading in the right direction. When you got a guy like Saddiq Bey who's been on the shelf all year, you have that much depth, man. When you look at young talent, we often talk about this young core, and we should. The 5 draft picks under Will Dawkins, but AJ Johnson showed what he can do. Kobe Jones showed what he can do. Chris Middleton still has some gas left in the tank. Marcus Smart still has gas left in the tank. Rashawn Holmes can still be that energy guy, man. He still has the energy left, that leadership, that veteran, mentorship left in him, man. And then when you look at the fact that you got Saddiq Bey, when you got Jordan Poole, who, look, he's a fringe all-star. He's a guy who's definitely going to be an all-star. You look at Corey Kispert, he could be a key contributor, but we have a lot of choices here. And that's the biggest thing I want to reiterate to people, man, is that we haven't always had options. We've always been curtailed. We've always been handcuffed by a Supermax contract or bad GMs or just overall just bad leadership. And now we have options. Like we are already a dangerous young team. We haven't reached our potential yet, but you see the potential. You see how dangerous this team can be, how much depth this team can have, man. So when you got guys like AJ Johnson and Kobe Jones dropping 20-some points, man, I mean, it tells you how deep this team is. So keep the faith, man, because this team is going, I'm telling you, 2027, play in. They're going to play a play-in team in 2027. So that's my hot take. So, all right, AB, let's get into it. The Wizards did catch a couple L's over the weekend, man, losing to the Orlando Magic on Friday night and the New York Knicks on Saturday night. So we're going to recap those games and get in the comments like we always do. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping and entertainment is easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. Nah, it's a complete financial command center. You can check all your accounts, investments, and spending it all in one place. So you stop just managing money and start building wealth. It's that easy, y'all. So, like I said, if you're somebody who's looking to invest, get in the stock market, looking to make the next big financial purchase, a home, a car, college for your children, definitely consider trying to track all your finances and become more financially responsible. Like myself, I'm a person who spent money like water. Now with apps like Monarch Money, you can definitely take control of your finances, man. So look, use promo code LockedOnNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LockedOnNBA for half off your first year. Monarch Money, y'all. All right, AB, let's get back into this thing, man. So, a couple of L's over the weekend. So, we're going to start with the Orlando Magic game and then get into the Knicks game. And like I said, we're not going to do full recaps. They lost both games, but there were bright moments each game, man. So, starting with Orlando, like I said, I had a front row seat, not courtside, that is, but I was there to watch the action, man. And like I said, there were bright moments, but obviously the Orlando Magic, there was a massive talent gap, man. I mean, they're just that team right now, and we're hopefully trying to be that type of team. So, AB, what was the positives out of the loss against Orlando at home, man?
Seeing our big boys, Tristan and Alex. And Alex Sarr with 19 and 10, the big Eiffel. And Tristan Vucevic, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. Our guy, man. Second round pick, just again, when given the opportunity, is out there balling. And Anthony Gill with 10, 5, and 1 and 2. AJ Johnson, 14, 2, and 3. So going back to, even though it's a loss, at the end of the day, we see the young guys ball out. And that's what we want to see. And Tristan Vucevic is proving why at some point could potentially be starting at the 4 with Sarr and saying, hey, DC, if their queen is there, might not need him. I don't think that. But, hey, he's making an argument saying, hey, I'm there for the starting lineup. And this is what we want to see, seeing young guys taking advantage of their opportunities and see where they fit in this future in here in DC.
You hit the nail on the head, AB. That's why I rock with you, man. You taking advantage of the opportunity. That's the biggest key here is that when you look at players like you said, Vucevic. I mean, Vucevic, man, has been playing good basketball. We both been saying this. Give him the minutes. He will produce. He produces when given the playing time. I'm very excited because, again, he fits the mold of the modern-day NBA, or modern-day center in the NBA, right? Just like Alex Sarr, with his ability at 7 foot to stretch the floor, hit from mid-range, put the ball on the floor at times, and, I'm not going to say create for others, but a guy who can definitely roll in transition. I think that's the biggest thing is this team wants to roll in transition. You see it. JP13 put, with his speed, Bob Carrington, with these guys who can push in transition, man, you need bigs who are going to be able to roll, man. Certain guys in the league aren't going to be able to roll. These guys, they have that swiftness. They have that speed where at 7 foot, they can be lob threats. They can definitely be very active in being a threat, in transition. So Vucevic, man, look at the stat line, 17.6 rebounds. Now he shot 5 for 10 from the field, 4 for 4 from 3, 3 from 3 from the charity strike, 1 block, 3 steals. Come on now, AB. I mean, defense, he's a stud. Offensively, he can definitely hit that 3-point shot. He can definitely hit that mid-range, man. He can at times play, be very active in the paint. Who else really impressed me? Well, AJ Johnson. Come on now. I mean, AJ Johnson continues to play really good basketball, man. I'm very intrigued. And shout out to my guy DC Hoopla, man. He was on the show previously, and he said he doesn't believe they need another guard. I can kind of rock with that take a little bit, even though Dylan Harper screams SGA, screams Kate Cunningham to me. Do we necessarily need another guard, especially if they look at Poole as a long-term option? Bub is definitely a long-term option. And then AJ Johnson really makes a compelling case whether they should, do they need to add another guard? Because again, 14 points, 6 for 9 for the field, 2 for 3 from 3. The energy, the ball handling. I mean, the dunks, man. I mean, the kid puts homies on a poster. I mean, I love the athleticism of the aggressiveness from AJ Johnson. Anthony Gill, 10 points. Like I said, I definitely think he's the player coach. And look, his leadership, the longest tenure Wizard. Shout out to my guy, man, Israel Teague. He knows, he's kind of an inside joke, man. He is the longest tenured Wizard. I thought it was Corey Kispert, but it's actually Anthony Gill. Anthony Gill is the longest tenured Wizard. So 6 for 7 from the free throw line and 2 studs on the starting unit, man. Alex Sarr, just like you said, AB, 19 points, 10 rebounds. He's looking good, man. 7 for 15 for the field, 3 for 6 from 3. Tell you, Alex Sarr is going to be a star in this league. We definitely hit on that pick. We hit on all the picks, but Alex Sarr, he was definitely worth the second overall pick, in my opinion. And then Jordan Poole, being the number one option, being the franchise guy, man. Playing good basketball. 18 points, 7 for 13 for the field, and 4 for 8 from 3. So again, the Washington Wizards did lose 120 to 105 on Friday night. Then they hit up 95 and played in NYCAB. So I guess the Knicks, they did lose 122 to 103. But what were the bright moments in the Knicks loss on Saturday night, AB?
I talked about Alex Sarr against the Orlando Magic, but against New York in MSG, Keyshawn George, 15 points, 10 rebounds. I think his first double-double in the NBA, 4 assists, 3 steals. I mean, B. We got this man at what pick again?
Who's that?
Keyshawn. What pick did we get him at again?
24th overall pick.
That's what I'm saying. And just the ability to make impact from his year one. And at one point, we were talking about how he was struggling, settling for threes, and now he could be a key contributor for this team in DC. And again, it's just seeing him go out and doing it in MSG. It's hard to perform out there in MSG with the bright lights. And then again, Marcus Smart, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Jordan Poole, 25, 3 and 3. I get it. It's a losing effort. The New York Knicks are competing in the Eastern Conference, but still seeing these young guys take advantage of their opportunities like Keyshawn, it's just something that when you go into the future, you can be optimistic about.
Absolutely. If you look at both of these losses, man, they were kind of, you saw key contributors outside of Jordan Poole. You saw different key contributors. Obviously, Poole did his thing, 25 points, 9 for 17 from the field, 3 for 9 for 3. I mean, he's just great season. I mean, like I said, he's definitely had a really good season. And when you look at last year, man, it's like he put the work in, and you see what happens when he put the work in. Jordan Poole had a really good year, in my opinion, an all-star campaign. Like you said, Marcus Smart, he's still got gas left in the tank. And that's what I'm saying, AB. It's a lot of tough decisions coming up, man, because you see players on this team where you can definitely look at them as long-term contributors, man. Corey Kispert, I wouldn't mind him sticking around. But then you see a scenario where the NBA's a business. You can see where they would flip him, kind of like Denny Avia, man, the Denny move, man. Signing him to a very team-friendly deal and didn't flip him at some point. I can see that. Jordan Poole, I'm an advocate. You're an advocate that he should be a piece that should be here for a little bit. Now, obviously, when he comes to, he's got 2 years left. Do you sign to a max? I don't know, man. I have PTSD from max contracts in DC, man. But you can't lie, even if you're a skeptic about Jordan Poole, that he's played at a high level this season. So, he's a gray area guy where, yes, I can see the business side of the NBA where he could be dealt. Denver had a lot of interest in him and Jonas Valanciunas. So, and I say this all the time, that the better you play, the more interest you're going to get on the trade market. It is what it is. So, Will Dawkins is going to be aggressive. That's the name of the game, man. Like you said, AB, is the Oklahoma City mind frame. They're never going to stop making deals. They're never going to stop trying to make this team better. And sometimes, here's the thing people don't understand is that GMs have to make those risky moves. You have to make those unpopular moves. Denny was an unpopular move. But look, Bub looks like he's going to be a really good player here in DC and like draft capital and et cetera. So you have to make those unpopular moves, man. That separates the mediocre from the same prestige. I'm just saying. Will Dawkins, I think he's a really good GM, but I think he could be great. He still has a lot of work to do. The work has just started. But we have a lot of guys, AB, that are, you can see them being moved. You can see them staying. You know what I'm saying? So Marcus Smart, he still has some gas left in the tank, man. So I'm going to ask you, AB, when it comes to Marcus Smart, in your eyes, I'm not talking about Will Dawkins now, but in your eyes, if you're the GM of the Washington Wizards, are you holding on to him and see if he will sign a very friendly contract, or are you definitely flipping Marcus Smart in the offseason?
Again, it's just it's an interesting situation because he's been making an impact here, and he got the trade deadline, and the vets before just like you can just see the massive improvement of bringing in him and Middleton. So I generally don't know because again, he is like defensively, like he brings that D, and that's what we desperately need here in Washington. Still provides meaningful minutes. So as of right now, the fact that even in a losing effort, when you're clearly a top 3 team in the lottery, you're still going out there putting 17, 4, 3, and 2 and 1. I say you keep him. And at some point, if you're thinking that all these young guys, they've gotten as much as they can, at least mentorship wise from him, then maybe flip him. But as of now, he's been proving why he should still be here and why he's still balling out. And that's what I respect about him. A lot of vets in this league, when they're playing on losing teams, could easily just say, hey, put me out. I don't want to play like vet rest or whatever. But he's still going out there, even when they're a 15-win team and balling out there. And that's what I respect about him.
Now, I'm with you. That's what I like about Marcus Smart, because he's leading by example. The toughness, the dog, offensively, he still got some gas left in the tank. Middleton, he struggled, but you see there's ways where he still contributes. And I'm talking about the Magic game. Obviously, he did not play in New York, but I didn't even mention Three-Shot. I know you briefly went over Three-Shot, man, but I'm with you. Three-Shot, good Lord, 24th overall pick, AB. Three-Shot, 15 points, 10 rebounds. That is something I like not only about him, but Justin Shimpney. Both of them get into the paint and contribute. Keyshawn George, man, is going to be special. And that's what I'm saying, AB. We hit on all 5 draft picks. I mean, we got him 24th overall. We got Bub 14th overall. This is something I was talking to my boy, the real Ed Oliver, man. And I told him, I said, this doesn't happen under Tommy. This is what we talked about at the Orlando Magic game, man, which is, these type of moves in the draft doesn't happen under Tommy. Doesn't happen under Ernie Grunfeld. You have to give credit to Will Doggers, man, because look at the deals he made. So
I'm not gonna lie, B. It doesn't happen around 95% of NBA GMs. Like the ability to find a guy like him, and again, the ceiling, we know it's there. We just wait into year 2, year 3. He's gonna be special, man. People don't know a lot about Keyshawn George now, but in the future they will.
Look, that was the perfect take, AB. You have to make those risky and aggressive moves. That is what separates the average GM who might be in his job 3 to 5 years from the GM that holds that job for 20 years. Is that you have to make those unpopular moves. I mean, look at Oklahoma City trading James Harden. Obviously, in hindsight, not everybody's still not happy with that move, but you understand, especially from a financial standpoint. Even though, I mean, if you're going to go into the luxury tax for 3 players, you go in for Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. But you got to make those unpopular moves. You have to, man. And like I said, and there's many moves like that. You have to make those unpopular moves, those risky moves. Like I said, Denny, obviously the fact that he's playing so well in Portland, a lot of people are like, oh man, look, he's a guy who could be a contributor here in DC. But like I said, Bub is going to be a star. So I'm, like I said, I wasn't happy, but look, I'm all right because look, I like the direction we're going, man. So all right, AB, let's get into.
I was gonna say, B, sorry, I was a little. I mean, I know I'm his biggest fan, but I was a little upset that Vooch only got 4 minutes. Again, the inconsistency sometimes with him, like not getting enough playing time. It's just like, to me, especially when these next couple of games are not really that meaningful. You just want to see these young guys play. Why don't you play him more? With just 4 minutes, 4 points, and 1 assist. That was like one thing that also stood out for me. Sorry to cut you off.
No, not at all, my brother. Not at all, man. I agree 100%. I think that really makes sense of it is you remember the Olympics where Tyrese Halliburton didn't even get enough minutes. It's like Steve Kerr's trying to use the excuse where, and not everybody believes it, but where they had so much talent that they had, he told the team, like, you may start this game, you may not even start the next, you may not even play the next game. We have so much depth of talent where we're trying to evaluate a lot of players. Like, you got AJ Johnson, you got Kobe Jones. I mean, the list goes on. You got so many players that you're trying to see what they can either do in the future or what they have left in the tank that, look, you could be a key contributor one game and get 4 minutes the next. So that's kind of the excuse I have, man, is that because, I mean, if you look at the minutes, who got most of the minutes against the Knicks? I mean, Rashawn Holmes got 17, Smart got 23, AJ Johnson got 27. So, they prioritized AJ Johnson. So like I said, it's not going to be even all the way, man. Like that's a position I don't want to be in. I mean, head coach BK, man, he's got a heck of a job ahead of him because he's got to find ways to, provide minutes for young guys who you want to see what they can, contribute down the road. And then you still got the guys in, Chris Middleton, Rashawn Holmes, Marcus Smart, where you want to see how much they got left in the tank and whether they'll be a trade commodity or where they fit here long term. So, but nah, man, I agree 100%. So let's get in the comments. And like I said, I appreciate everybody taking time out of the day, man. So let's see. Locked on Law kicking things off says, we're butt and we're happy about it. Give us flag. What do you think, AB?
Hey, man, the only team in the ACC right now, the Duke Blue Devils, and Cooper Flag has number 1 pick, Washington Wizards, select Cooper Flag written all over him.
Yep, I'm with you on that, man. Let's see. My guy, Bucket Getter, says excited to see Bey back. Hopefully he can play D. Miss Bilal. Yeah, Bilal, he's definitely missed, but, I think he'll be all right, man. Obviously he's injured. He's not going to be too all right, but I definitely expect him to put in the work in the offseason. If I know Be Cool, man, he's going to work. He's going to put in that work. So, like I said, right now is the time to see what we have in these other young prospects, especially Kobe Jones, because I told y'all, man, he can ball. And AJ Johnson, man, that's pretty obvious. Let's see. Locked and Law says, not enough games left to matter. No reason to play him. I can respect that. I agree. Like I said, if he's not 100%, you said him. And even if he is, man, give him the offseason to work himself into game shape. I mean, there's no point of, you know what I mean? I mean, what's the point? Let's prioritize these young guys. And like I said, Saddiq Bey, you know what you're getting. The only question with Saddiq Bey is, how's his body going to, react coming back from the ACL injury? I mean, he's a baller, so there's already a resume when it comes to Saddiq Bey. With a lot of these young guys, man, we're still trying to see who they are down the road. So let's see. Self-made man in California was good. It says, what do you think about Flag and Duke Center and move Sar to the 4 and Flag to the 3, turtle for the Duke Center? Ooh, man, I mean, that's going to take, it takes a little to get a little. I mean, to make that move, getting back into the lottery is going to cost us, man. Because like I said, moving back into a lottery in a draft like last year or the previous draft where it was deemed a weak draft is easier than a loaded draft, man. Because when you see guys in the top 10, top 15 that can be key contributors for your team, that's gonna be costly. So costly. So AB, I'm gonna ask you real quick, man. Would you consider that? And what do you think it would take to get back into lottery and pick up the Duke from center or the center from Duke, Lord?
Yeah, again, like it's just gonna be interesting to see how they view Sarr, if they still think he can be that number 5, but if they want to put him to the 4 and move Flag to the 3, I wouldn't mind it. But again, this Duke center still, I think, a little raw, but like Sarr, like at least he played in ACC in the American League. So I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see. It just all depends on what direction you want to go in this offseason. But I'm all for it. Big fan of Derek Queen, big fan of Flag and the Duke Center. I don't see why not. Whatever this front office decides to do, I have full faith in them. They know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%, man. But it's gonna cost. And a loaded draft's gonna cost. It's gonna cost you more than Kispert. I'm just saying, man. Depending on the team, you could say goodbye to a couple of players, man. I'm just saying. All right, so guys, we're gonna knock out the rest of the comments, cut. But before we do, we're gonna do a quick break. All right, let's get back into this AB. So, let's see. Booker Giddens says Smart was such a good pickup. Hopefully he stays. He still got it, in my opinion. After this draft, if we are top 3, we have the full court and just need to make that move for a star with all the picks we have. I agree 100%. I like that take. I agree 100%. I think you need veterans, man. I think Chris Middleton and Smart both check the boxes with that, man. So let's see. Lock and Law says they'll be lucky to get Flag and Queen. Oh yeah. It's gonna be hard to get the move back in the lottery in this draft, man. It's gonna cost you some veteran players, man. In my opinion, he says they're not getting Flag and Duke Center. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. Let's see. My guy Andrew Dub Kill TV says nice cut. B, appreciate you, my brother. Let's see. Lob to Koulibaly says it's been a long week for the team. 7-game road trip into one home, then straight to New York the next day. That's rough. Oh yeah, that's a lot to put on the guy, man. There's a lot of traveling, so I definitely agree 100%. Bucker Getter says B got the freshie. I saw JP say it was fresh too in the interview. Yeah, in the press conference, man. JP, man, the first thing he did was shout out the haircut, man. So shout out to my guy Jordan Poole, man. I had to do something with the head, man. So Luck the Law says had to. His hats didn't fit anymore. Yeah, the hair was getting long, man. So I had to do something. I had to make a move. Big J52 was good. It says sup. He says nope, no need for Bey to debut this year unless his motivation needs it. Otherwise, we'll see him next year. I agree 100%. Luke Feldman says Marcus needs all the cardio he can get. Yeah, the older you get, man, you pack on a little more pounds, man. So, but I think that, I think he's definitely a guy that you consider keeping long term, unless he wants to go. Let's see. Booker Getter says if we are top 3 this draft, we're going to the play-in next year. Oh, hot take, man, from Booker Getter. He also says call in early. Have a good night, my brother. Let's see. Locked Law says maybe we tank for another couple of drafts. I think one more. I think that the year after next is going to be the year where we're going to try to see some significant progress. AB, real quick. I mean, you agree with that the year after next is definitely the year where you want to see this team actually climb to the play-in?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's where it's like, hey, we can't use the excuses of just being a rebuilding team. We have these young stars. We have guys that have been here for a couple of years. They have to go out there and prove why they should be competing in the play-in and even in the playoffs.
Absolutely. I agree 100%, man. Luke Feldman says Kispert is a must flip at this point. Okay, I agree with that. Minutes got to go to Bilal and Keyshawn, and it's only going to get tighter for minutes at the wing after this draft. Absolutely, man. Bucker Gitter says, why keep tanking? We're going to run out roster spots. The whole team can't be drafted. I agree. Look, I think this draft, you definitely, because, after this draft, after next season, you need to be a playing team. You need to see some progression, man. Year 4, no, you need to be gearing up to be a competitive team, in my opinion. So next year's the last year of tanking or being that rebuilding squad, in my opinion. Dan Tico84 says, I would love to see us keep Bey for the remainder of his contract. And if we do, we'll resign him to a nice, respectable deal. I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, I agree and I respect that. But the better you play, the more you're going to get as far as contract money, man. And at his age, with only 2 years left, he's still going to be relatively young. And if he plays good, I don't think we're going to be able to afford him because you want to prioritize re-signing these young guys, man. So, and like I said, if he's willing to, get a hometown discount or give a hometown discount because it is, he is from the state of Maryland, man. So we'll see. DC Onion, my guy, says, let Bey get a GM or 2 under his belt. Okay. I can dig it. DC Onion, what you mean, man? I'm trying to figure out what you mean, man. Let Bay get a GM or two on his belt.
Well, I think he means a game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I ain't trying to fire with Dawkins, man, but okay, I can dig it, man. Okay. My guy DC Onion. Shout out to my guy DC Onion. I agree with that. Okay.
Yeah, man, I know the lingo, B.
Yeah, look, I'm old head, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Definitely appreciate you keeping me up to date, man, with the lingo. Let's see. All right, guys. We're hitting about 30-minute mark, so I'm gonna try to knock out a few more guys. Like I said, definitely appreciate everybody rock with us tonight. We're gonna roll with my guy DC Onion again. It says we got 2 million second round picks. Use them. Oh yeah, I mean we got every second round pick from now to like 2050. So we definitely had to utilize those, man. Godel Beer says Wiz have to trade their 2026 first round pick if they want to get a double lottery this draft. You're giving up draft composition. You're going to give up a couple players, man, because this is a loaded draft. So, all right, guys, I hate to miss anybody's comment, but we're going to answer one more man call of the night. So again, appreciate everybody. Humbly, definitely appreciate y'all taking time out of your night to rock with me, man. So one last one for the night. This is from Luke Feldman. How are y'all feeling if we take Ace Bailey at number 2? Still 18, looks like a PG-13 at times, and wings his size and talent are a rarity in the NBA. Y'all trust the developmental staff to get rid of him? Shacked in a fool. AB, what do you think, man?
Yeah, for me, I think my draft board is Cooper, Ace, and then Dylan Harper, just because I think Dylan Harper, with the whole guard abundance that we have in DC, I get it, you don't want talent, but I think Ace Bailey, his ability to just score at will, we need that bucket getter here in DC, especially if Bilal doesn't take that step in year 3. So for me, I'm a big Ace Bailey guy, and I think he's the guy that they should target if they don't get the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, AB, if they don't get the number 1 overall pick. I'll be honest with you. I like Ace Bailey. I do. You know, he is a pure scorer. He's got things to work on. There are slight red flags as far as, you know, things he needs to work on, but he's probably the best pure scorer in his draft, in my opinion. Ace Bailey, he's a stud. We need more scoring. So I like all three. I got to be honest with you. I'm not somebody who, you know, there's people that are either, you know, in the Ace Bailey camp, Dylan Harper camp, or the Cooper Flag camp. I like all three. I would like all three on the team. I mean, you know, Dylan Harper to me screams Kate Cunningham. Ace Bailey, I like the comp to PG-13. Somebody called him KD. And I know that shout out to my guys Damo and Troy Halliburton on X, man, but they're kind of debating whether he KD. I think that, you know, KD-ish when it's all said and done with his development, but right now, you know, he takes a lot of bad shots, and I want to see a lot more separation in speed when it comes to the penetration in the lane. And like I said, Cooper Flag, you know, he fits the mold, 2-way star, man. But to me, and DC Young says baby T-Mac. Yes, I can see that. That is a good comp. So, all right, guys, we're going to call it a night. Definitely appreciate everybody rocking with us tonight. So before we roll, anything else, AB?
Hey, man, the Wizards is getting close to the end of the season. Draft lottery is coming soon. And just know, if it's not number 1, it's all good. We still have faith in both Dolphins.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. All right, everybody. Let me pull up the schedule real quick. Give you guys a look at the itinerary for the rest of the week real quick. So I don't want to hold you up, AB. So let's see real quick at the schedule, guys. So Monday night, they are at home versus the Raptors. So we will be going live tomorrow night at 9:30. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. And then Wednesday at Philadelphia at 7. So the same thing. So again, guys, definitely appreciate everybody rocking with us tonight. Hail to the Wizards and peace.